Before every great blessing, there is a silent test. God does not promote casually. He examines the heart in hidden places where applause cannot reach. In the darkness, when no one sees your tears, heaven watches closely. Your struggle is not punishment. It is preparation for greater glory. Like Abraham standing on the mountain, trembling yet obedient, some tests will break your comfort before they build your destiny. The knife in his hand was not cruelty, it was surrender. Sometimes God asks for what you love most, not to destroy you, but to reveal your trust. Storm clouds gather before breakthroughs. The thunder in your life may feel overwhelming, but storms expose foundations. When lightning flashes across your sky, God is testing what anchors you. Do you stand on emotions, or are you rooted deeply in faith that refuses to collapse? Chains often symbolize bondage, yet sometimes God allows chains to reveal hidden strength. When you kneel in fire with wrists bound, heaven observes your response. Do you curse the process, or do you worship through pain? Your reaction determines the direction of your blessing. The altar moments are the hardest. Laying something precious before God feels like death, yet every altar carries resurrection power. What feels like loss today may become testimony tomorrow. The ashes of sacrifice often become the soil where miracles grow abundantly.
Tests are rarely announced. They appear disguised as delays, betrayals, disappointments, and closed doors. You pray for increase, but God examines integrity. You ask for favor, but He measures faithfulness. Heaven will never release what your character cannot sustain responsibly. When prayers seem unanswered, heaven is not silent, it is evaluating. Waiting is not wasted time. In waiting, motives are purified. Desperation transforms into dependence. Your delay may be divine protection from receiving something before your heart is ready. There is a fire that burns without consuming. It refines without destroying. God's testing fire removes pride, fear, impatience, and hidden idols. What survives that fire is authentic faith, and authentic faith carries weight in the spiritual realm. Broken chains in your life do not always come instantly. Sometimes God tests your endurance before freedom arrives. Freedom without maturity leads back to captivity, but freedom with discipline becomes permanent victory. In lonely valleys, your faith speaks loudest. Without a crowd, without validation, without comfort, you choose whether to trust. Valley seasons are classrooms. God teaches dependence in depths before revealing elevation on mountaintops. Every crown requires crushing. The oil of anointing flows from pressed olives. Before elevation, there is pressure. Before influence, there is isolation. God presses what He plans to pour. The cross before the crown is a divine pattern. Suffering precedes glory. Testing precedes promotion. When you carry your cross faithfully, heaven prepares your crown silently. Obedience during confusion is powerful. When you do not understand God's instructions yet still follow them, you demonstrate trust beyond logic. That level of obedience attracts divine favor. Sometimes blessings are delayed because your heart still clings to control. God tests surrender. Can you release outcomes? Can you trust Him fully without demanding explanations? Tears shed in prayer become seeds. God counts every tear. Nothing is wasted in His kingdom. What breaks you now may build you later. Faith under pressure shines brightest. Anyone can praise in abundance. Few worship in scarcity. Heaven distinguishes between convenience faith and committed faith. Sacrifice reveals priorities. What you refuse to release may reveal what controls you. God tests attachments before granting expansion. Dark nights of the soul prepare you for radiant mornings. Do not despise darkness. It teaches reliance on unseen light. Silence from God often strengthens spiritual hearing. In quietness, your discernment sharpens. Tests refine perception. Integrity in private determines blessing in public. Hidden obedience invites visible favor. Trust grows when comfort fades. When resources shrink, reliance deepens. God tests provision mindset. Delays build resilience. Immediate answers build dependency. God seeks maturity. Loss sometimes protects destiny. Not every closed door is rejection. Some are redirection. Testing seasons expose motives. Why do you serve? For reward or relationship? Surrender births peace. Control births anxiety. God tests your grip. Pain can polish purpose. Crushing produces clarity. Trials refine calling. Brokenness invites divine rebuilding. Pride resists transformation. Humility attracts restoration. Wilderness seasons strip distractions. Dependency increases in isolation. Endurance unlocks elevation. Quitting postpones promise. Faith without evidence pleases heaven. Visible proof is not prerequisite.
Consistency during drought proves authenticity. God measures heart posture, not performance. Gratitude in scarcity invites abundance. Forgiveness during hurt accelerates healing. Patience stretches spiritual capacity. Obedience unlocks unseen doors. Refinement precedes release. Preparation precedes promotion. Your test is temporary, your testimony eternal. If this message pierces your heart, do not ignore it. Allow God to refine you. Surrender fully. Trust deeply. Comment, I trust God's process. Share this message. Subscribe for more life-changing teachings. Your blessing is coming, but first, embrace the test.